Yeah, I'm on the terrorist watch list. That's correct. I'm on a list of 4,000 select people at the top of the CIA, FBI terrorist watch list. And yes, the CIA has set off offices all over the country. They've come in here, to interrogate me and try to get me to become an informant on my Arab and Muslim clients, which I refuse to do. It would have violated my ethical obligations as an attorney and their constitutional rights. So they put me on this terrorist watch list.
And the CIA is not supposed to be operating domestically, and they're putting local army in every major police department now and putting it in the news. I mean, they are really getting ready.
They're brazen about this. And then you've already mentioned coordinating this with Northcom. So what? And I believe it was Cheney who said that, you know, if there's a terrorist attack, he'll blame it on Iran. You know, it was Tommy Franks who said after 9/11, General Tommy Franks, America is just one terrorist attack away from a military state. You know, he said that, and I think he knew what he was talking about. A military takeover of the country. He said the American people will demand it. So it would be, you know, even worse than, say, what we saw in World War II, internment of Japanese-American citizens and things of that nature. You know, it would be very serious.
So it's the perfect takeover. They get to move their chess pieces around the world, destabilize the planet, use proxy states, kamikazes, bombard other nations from the air, and have domestic police state crackdowns in Airstrip 1 England and the United States, and put out DHS lists leaking liberals, conservatives, gun owners, openly say Homeland Brigade, openly turn the United States into a total police state. My God, they are really doing it. Do you think they'll get away with it? I mean, are these guys so bold? Is there no end? Is the public mesmerized by Michael Jackson? Will America completely descend into total military rule?
Well, I'm afraid they've been mesmerized by Barack Obama. You know, you have to look at what Obama and his henchmen and his henchwomen are doing here, and not what Obama is saying. He's a far smoother political character than Bush was. You know, at least Bush, you know, pretty much said what he meant what he said, and you know, you could really see it. Whereas with Obama, the rhetoric, the propaganda, the press conferences, very smooth, very reassuring. But the policies, as you point out, are just continuing and in some extent accelerating. Even Senator McCain in the campaign, when Obama said that he was going to launch a tax on Pakistan, Senator McCain, to his credit, criticized Obama and said he was not going to do that. And you have this massive escalation in Afghanistan now. No authorization from the UN Security Council, no authorization from the United States Congress as required by the War Powers Resolution, and then expanding the war into Pakistan, very reminiscent of the massive escalation into Vietnam. Indeed, today they admitted, well, yeah, we really need about at least 100,000 American troops in Afghanistan. Well, the Soviets had 100,000 troops in Afghanistan, and they still lost. You know, this is very dangerous, and like Nixon then spreading the Vietnam War to Cambodia, setting off a coup d'etat there, resulting in the Khmer Rouge coming to power and genocide.
Which Brzezinski brags he supported, and then that goes back to the Rockefellers again. In closing then, Dr. Boyle, does it look 60-40, 60% chance they're going to go ahead and launch World War III? I mean, what do we do to put pressure on them? Is there any hope, or is it just all the fad of Obama, and that's the end of it, and that's the end of the republic?
Well, I think, it really is up to you and me and the American citizens. Most American people here don't want war against Iran. We don't want World War III. And we're going to have to get organized and stop these people. I also noticed even in the Pentagon, Admiral Mullen, in response to the Biden threat against Iran, said that an attack on Iran would be a bad idea. So I think in their heart of hearts, the professional military people realized this would be insane. But hey, the war against Iraq was insane too.
Well, that goes back to Fox Fallon. That goes back to Fox Fallon. He didn't want to attack Iran and resigned over that. So
Bush fired him. That's pretty clear. Bush got rid of him and forced Admiral Fallon out because he was going public with the Bush neocon plans to attack Iran, and Admiral Fallon did the best he could to blow the whistle and stop it, to, I think, his great credit.
So that's the silver lining.
Admiral Fallon.
So that's the silver lining in this cloud, is that the neocons, one, and now the neocons, two, reincarnated with the slicker, kind of New Order closer, Barack Obama, they're almost giving orders like Hitler to armies that don't exist, or will they just go ahead and give the order and it's going to be followed?
I really don't know. I don't even know if they know. If the Pentagon were ordered to attack Iran, would they carry out that order? Clearly, Fallon made it clear he wasn't going to do it. The problem there, however, is the neocon connection with Israel, which is why Biden's threat is so dangerous. That if the neocons, and Biden's one of them, conclude that the Pentagon would not attack Iran and resist the orders, they'll just have Israel do it. And then, Iran will retaliate against us, and the war will be off.
Well, I mean, I'm no geopolitical whiz kid, but this is in sheer insanity to attack Iran, especially if you even believe the CIA's assessment. They're 7 years from a primitive nuke, and then you find out the West helped give North Korea its nukes with the same old suspects. Donald Rumsfeld on the board of ABB. They're out there throwing down guns to these third world countries like an old Western villain and then saying, pick up the gun, kid, so they can shoot them. And it's obvious the real target is having a war so they can domestically loot us, but have the rally around the flag effect